Well, that's a little over the top. Thanks for the musical number there, Rare. Rareware, as the case was at the time. Hi, folks. Welcome to Banjo-Kazooie. I have not played this game in a couple of years. This is the game that I originally wanted to restart streaming with because, well, around the time Banjo and Kazooie were revealed for Smash, as you can see, I've got the more Smash-themed background here. Something I found on the internet. I'll put the guy's name on there next time if I can find it again. Let's go ahead and clear us a save file. Wow, somebody played this for 13 hours on this cartridge and got only that far. Well, I'm gonna leave that there. I feel I may be cursed if I do that, if I get rid of that. Ah. That's a slightly unfortunate joke because the guy who did a lot of those cursed cartridge kind of things turns out to not be such a great dude. Even aside from the fact that he can't finish a project. Let's go ahead and start ourselves off in game 1 and watch some cutscenes. Which I'll talk a little more over because there's no proper voice acting as such in this game. But I do kind of want to be at least a little bit quiet for some of them so you can get to hear the silly noises that people make. Gaming. I'm just sort of imagining that in a very, very voice like that. How's it going, buddy? Also, shoutouts to you sending out the invitations for Weekly Smash on Monday instead of on Thursday. Oh, I get it. I forgot that that was the line is, she really takes my breath away. Because, you get it, he's choking because she smells so bad. It's been a chaotic week. That's fair enough. I've not had the greatest time over the weekend, like, just mentally, so it is what it is. I get it. I am, however, going to make fun of you anyway, just because at this point, that's the kind of friendship we have, isn't it? At least one of us bags on each other for a little something. Or maybe it's just that that has become so much the norm over the years with everybody. Damn, you have been busy, right? 'Cause you're moving too, right. You mentioned that and I forgot already, because, I mean, I don't even know exactly where you live in the first place, just that it's in this general area. But yeah, the sort of friendship with the back and forth, kind of a little bit of insulting each other is very much the norm, especially online nowadays, so, you know, maybe it was always like that and I've just never been around. 2-minute drive from Austin. Alright, yeah. That's Austin as in our friend Austin, not Austin, Texas, obviously, for anybody who doesn't follow. I and, as a result, obviously, Brandon, we both live in central Illinois. I feel I've told this story before, but it's very strange, because I've got a buddy who lives out in Texas. That would be, for those of you who have followed the circle of people that I've been advertising this to a lot. That would be Round the Wheel. He lives out in Texas. Used to live in Denton. That was the last place that I knew he lived. I forgot where he lives now, but he's moved since then. And so he saw one time where I was from, and he's like, wow, you're in Texas too? We should meet up. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm in Illinois. So the fact that there's just been that sort of recursion is... Yeah, I'll give you that one, man. So here's our heroes. We've got Banjo, who just wants to sleep a lot. I kind of understand. And Kazooie, who appears to live in a backpack. Which, you know, I'm sure a lot of people... Passing through Plano, Texas on your way to Retropalooza. Gotcha. Alright, so let's go ahead and meet Bottles the Mole here. He can't see too good, so he's got silly glasses. And he even says it's short-sighted. Didn't talk, jeez, what an asshole. Wow! We're off to a flying start, these guys. Oh, man. Then again, this is like exactly like what we were talking about. Bottles doesn't seem to mind too much, but despite apparently having only just met Kazooie. I see my internet's not being the nicest today, but it's better than it was on AT&T, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, well, you know, I already know the moves in this, and this is kind of, if I wanted to be like, I'm gonna show off all the dialogue and everything in the game, this is kind of a Morton's Fork sort of situation, because you would not be able to see everything either way, because he's got unique dialogue for saying, no, we already know this, and he's got unique dialogue for teaching you the moves, obviously. So you'd be a little screwed there. But that's okay. We're just gonna do this the regular way. We know how to play this game. I've played this before, like once or twice. No, I've played it more than that. I haven't beaten it a whole lot. The last boss is pretty tough, but I've definitely played Banjo-Kazooie a decent amount of times in my life. You got basic platforming controls. You got a slightly slippy little movement there on the control stick. A button to jump. You get a double jump that is really more for horizontal distances than for vertical in this game, obviously, because it's Kazooie flapping. B for various attacks. You get your sort of punch that walks you forward. A roll. Since you brake really hard on the roll, you tend to not be using that for going fast. Although I probably will anyway. Press Z to crouch. You get a backflip. I'm messing around with the camera a little bit using the C buttons. The camera's, well, it's about the quality of an N64 platformer in terms of camera controls. This is, I'm not going to say this is as good as it gets because I don't really think that's true. Also, we get our air attack here if I can aim that properly. You occasionally get some camera noises for going side to side, I think. Maybe not. I know you get them in Mario 64, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of, which I played Mario 64 much more recently than this for any sort of playing this stuff recently. But I do have this really weird set of emotions surrounding the N64 platformers. Like, I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of them, but I tend to get very frustrated by quite a few of them. Yes, good old extra lives. We're not gonna... Those ain't gonna last long. Not because we're gonna die a lot, necessarily. Although there are some parts of this game that are hard as hell. But because you lose them all when you shut the game off. And obviously I'm gonna save and quit between stream sessions, because, well... You know... Who wants to spend that much power on it? It's not like it would raise the electric bill or anything too much, but still. One of these trees has one of those honeycomb frames in it, which, by the way, we're trying to collect 6 so we can increase the size of our life meter. That's a new thing compared to Mario 64. Well, it's definitely been in other platformers before. I think the original Gex had something like that, but that's a 2D game. Well, 2D platformer, rather. You guys know what I'm trying to say. And there we go. That's 4. There's 2 more around here. One of them is for a small little enemy gauntlet. And one of them is for breaking some rocks that I don't remember where they are, but... Oh, it's right here. Okay. I thought we'd seen all the Spiral Mountain map already. No, I'm a fool. And to break these rocks, we're going to use our Beak Barge attack. So we're going to crouch and ram them. Not very useful as an attack. That's what I get for trying to do stuff quick. The speedrunner I ain't, and I'm finally, resigned to that fate. The Beak Barge is not very useful as an attack most of the time, but it's very good for breaking stuff open. As you'd probably guess, it's like, it moves so slowly. But we just have to, we just have to fight the cauliflower. Yeah, because we don't have to learn all the attack moves. So the whole gauntlet isn't there. But we get ourselves a nice, shiny, new 6th energy honeycomb container. Good, I'm just gonna call it health bar, I guess. I guess it's... Should it be called a honeycomb? I was trying to do something here that I don't have. Then I remembered, oh right, we don't learn that move until the first level. And there I go walking off the edge because I didn't turn enough. It's been a couple of days, clearly. And I gotta get used to using an N64 controller again, because the N64 controller is pretty infamous for being a little odd compared to a lot of other controllers. Also, I really feel like the thumbstick, the analog stick, just really, really presses into my thumb pretty hard. It's not the most comfortable thing. I should get some kind of like grip on that if I can, despite the fact that it's already shaped for a bit of a grip. But I tend to just instinctively like put my thumb around the side of an analog stick. So for that reason, that kind of hurts a little bit. And if you tried to come up here earlier, this bridge would be partially out. I don't know how it gets filled in, but okay, I'm not the Lord of Games. Wait, that's a Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts joke. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't say that. Also, shoutouts to every single one of Gruntilda's rhymes. That's some real talent. Especially because very, very little of it feels strained. Like, it doesn't feel like they're reaching too much for any of these. Well, maybe a few of them later on that I forgot, but overall, good job on this, guys. The presentation of this game is A+. Oh! Man, if I'm missing the easy jumps, well, this is gonna be a little bit of a toughie. I'm not sure what in this game makes the silliest sound, but the Jiggy is pretty high up there. We can't go up here yet because it's too steep. Gruntilda's got, well, it's a decent painting despite the low res, but, you know, it's the N64, gotta cut her some slack. Probably can't afford anything better than that, especially not without an expansion pack existing. Go ahead and skip over that bottle's dialogue a little bit. Yes, it's just gonna be press A, right? Yeah. I don't think we learn how to, like, autofill these until we get the third painting. Bit of a pain in the butt. And you can't do anything until you learn how to do it in the game. Also, no, you can't jump into the paintings. It's not Super Mario 64. A little strange, but, you know, it is what it is. Both of them have their charms in their way. It's probably unfair for me to compare games from the same genre this way, especially when they're actually pretty different. Yep, 3 new moves to learn. Alright. They definitely front load a lot of the move in this game. Go ahead and backflip up here. Grab ourselves a Jinjo. And they just come right out and tell you 5 and you get a Jiggy. Alright, grab this little mummified skull thing. For Mumbo's magic. We will find out what that is in particular when... Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm bad at controlling things on the N64. It's, this angle is not doing it for me. You think, how do you miss all these notes? Well, that is like kind of an awkward, like I'm definitely trying to go just straight ahead. You know, sort of 12 o'clock. Oh, there we go. We finally get a camera and I am off alignment enough to... This may not be the best playthrough anybody's ever seen, especially because I'm playing this on an actual N64 as opposed to an emulator. It'll get even worse if my if I keep moving away from the mic the way I do and the volume just goes all over the place. We're gonna leave those notes that are in the water because there's something here that'll help us get those a little easier. I.e., the transformations don't have to breathe underwater. A beehive can just quiet. Be quiet. Alright, so we got this big guy. I usually just do this one first. Balls and blocks are kind of like switches. And there we go, I got my time. Oh. No, I don't. Gotta remember, the trajectory is determined when he throws it. I'm thinking the guy is smarter than he is. That's... Whoops. Alright, we got ourselves our first Jiggy of the level. Hey, Alan, how's it going, buddy? How's your, beard, I guess? They still haven't approved my emote. Ow. That was a bad idea. I just literally jumped right into his foot. Still hairy. Well, you know, I guess what else am I supposed to say, right? Alright, you go ahead and take the orange there. Discount Diddy Kong. It's like a Diddy Kong amiibo that you'd find in a dodgy store in, like, you know, somewhere or another. Can't believe it's not... Me neither. Little salt-inducing. I mean, like, they can't just deny them, right? If they think it's bad, even though it's just, oh, you know, it may not be high art or anything, but I think it's acceptable. And they don't really seem to have necessarily quality standards in that same way, but whatever. Now, they haven't said no is the thing. So maybe that's what irritates me, is that it's taken them so long to act on it at all. bird brain. Wow. Way to wait until she's not gonna say anything else to insult her their bottles. What a guy. Oh, and that pun is just exhilarating. My house is gonna get shelled for that. Heyo! Yeah, we can pick us up some very, very blue eggs. Where are these? There's a switch over there, but we can't do anything with it yet because we don't have the game's requisite butt stomp. No ground pound yet. The Beak Buster, as it's called in this game. I actually had to remember its silly name. Not just called the ground pound like in Super Mario. I almost said Super Mario Brothers 64. That's a good question. Ow. Oh, bullshit, dude. It's just because it's because you got me, like, right at the last second. You ain't a good shot, I'm a bad timing. That actually threw me off so badly that I just jumped off the thing. Wow. Also, shoutouts to that extremely pentagonal log. Oh god, I accidentally muted my mic. What the fuck? That's not good. I was saying something about the pentagonal log and me getting way thrown off by this guy's weird timing. Where's the stairway? Oh, this still's too steep. Where's? Okay, yeah. So I gotta just go back up here. Right. Oh no, I was facing the wrong way. I have like a weird small amount of autopilot for some parts of this, and so that's kicking in when it should not. Hey, termite. Oh, I'll just stop short of rolling into its butt. Round. Granted, I like always get like that with video games. And right over here in the middle of low-budget Stonehenge, we get ourselves the 4th Jiggy for this level? Yeah, 4th. Alright, I still have some math skills. That's cool. And I remembered that being there. There's one of those Mumbo tokens. Alright, here we go. We got the Talon Trot. Well, you see, first, you pull her out of that backpack, and then you turn her upside down. Oh. Okay, no, it's much simpler than that. Imagine, if you will, like a 3D platformer with, like, Robot Alchemic Drive type of controls, where you have to go through this incredibly weird set of inputs that, like, kind of makes sense for the purposes of, oh, you're controlling this limb or something in order to do certain moves. And yeah, Kazooie makes a funky noise while you're doing that, and I just walked off the thing. Great. But you generally go a little bit faster in Talon Trot mode, so a lot of people do just run around with that. And also, yeah, you can jump on. You can only do a single jump. You can switch into the Rat-a-tat-rap, which is the airborne attack, which I've shown off, obviously, but I don't think I've named. You can't double jump out of the Talon Trot though, which is really annoying. And that's like the main reason. That's the main mark against it, but it's a pretty big one. At least for me. I highly value my double jumps. Man, I feel like I've had that issue too, but I can't remember for sure. Also, if you climb up a big slope while you're just mashing the jump button, it sounds really silly. So I do like that. See, there's an upside to the sound effect. Hey, Bottles is gonna tell us a little bit about note doors. Yeah. We've got enough musical notes now to move forward in the game. We could actually just leave this level and just be like, yeah, we'll come back and complete this another time, but I don't want to. Because the thing about the musical notes, and this is one of the things that a lot of people know about this game because it's really annoying, is that if you don't get all of them your first time through a level, like if you die in a level or anything like that, you have to go back and collect them all again. They mercifully did fix that for the bananas in Donkey Kong 64. So that game did actually do something right aside from the DK rap. Yeah, some of the later levels are absolutely brutal, and not just in the way that they're all spread out. Whoa, Banjo! What a guy. I was gonna say, he's even wearing a bit of a Hawaiian shirt, but no, that's clearly checked. It's supposed to be like plaid. Rareware being a British company, maybe he's supposed to be depicted as Scottish then, because, you know, maybe it's... Is it the Bottles family tartan or something, maybe? That would be incredibly strange, but it's not outside the realms of possibility. It's not beyond the realms of death. I think I fixed the notifications, but when you say that, that means they probably won't be. Oh God, really? I test this every time and they're still there. Dude, I think I'm gonna have to, like, get you to do this at some point. Oh, I'm Russell. Anyway, yeah, there was actually still one of those Grublin dudes living in one of these huts. I think they're called Grublins. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, dude. It's slightly bothersome in a way. And there we go. There's what we're looking for. A nice golden prize for us. And speaking of golden prize... Come on, get in there. As you can see, Mumbo's got his eyes on the oh. I've used the word prize far too many times. Is that what you're saying? Well, I don't suppose you're wrong. There's usually something behind the skull hut, so I gave that a quick check. This is another little challenge that can be a little bit odd, because there's actually something on top of, well, inside of right now, this totem pole. Once we knock down 3 of the 4 heads on this thing, we actually want to backflip onto the last one, and then backflip up to get this honeycomb piece. Otherwise, you can't get up there without resetting the level. It is very strange. Get out of here. There we go. Yeah, timing that last one is genuinely pretty tough. How many tokens do we have? 4. Alright, so... Oh wait, the last one is inside the termite tower, isn't it? Yeah, because we need 5 of those tokens in order to unlock the first transformation of the level. Hey, ugly! Sheesh, dude. No need to be like that. I already know I'm not necessarily the most impressive looking specimen in the world, but... Before we go, though, I am going to go back and hit that switch. And you saw that there was an area there that we couldn't even get we couldn't even get up with our Talon Trot, so we're gonna need something a little more powerful, and that's what the transformation is gonna do for us. And let's go ahead and break Kazooie's neck, basically. Kind of looks like she lands on her neck. Give or take. Either way, I don't know how she endures that. Maybe it's just because she doesn't have a health bar, so she doesn't get hurt by anything herself. Instead, it's all Banjo. Her life force is directly connected to Banjo's. I'm thinking about this too much now. Thanks, Alan. What a guy. All right. Let's check out this place. It's Mumbo, best shaman in all game. Man, he does not give a fuck. Hey, how's it going, Asmo? Yeah, like I said, he does not even give a single shit about Kazooie insulting him. Although I guess when you've got a skull for a head, like, isn't he, like, cursed to wear some sort of skull mask or something? That's the thing in Banjo-Tooie. I've actually never played Banjo-Tooie, so... yeah, I don't 100% know that, but... isn't that the case that he's, like, cursed to wear this skull mask? Maybe he's just, you know, seen... just kind of come out the other end. Hey, thanks for the 10 bits there, Asmo. Yeah, like... that is my understanding of Tooie as well. There's just too much stuff. Like, I kind of feel there's too much stuff in DK64. Although I do want to go back to that one day, because I started to stream that. Dear God, that must have been in 2016, because it was with that one guy who, I was watching who was, like, kind of a, not great. DK64 is very scattershot in terms of quality and level design and just everything else. But the big notable thing about it is that it is just a little bit too much stuff to pick up. They were... like, in this game, they were keyed into to what we wanted, I think. They were like, okay, yeah, you want enough collecting to, like, properly mark your progress and stuff, but good level design, mostly, etc. Some parts of this game do get to be a little bit... wow, I'm really bad at this jump, aren't I? There we go. How do the shorts even fit on our termite farm? DK64 is just too much stuff over level designs that are a little undercooked. What I was trying to get around to. Also, man, the termite talk sprite is really creepy. Like, wow. Wow. And also, how does our backpack fit on over a termite? Never mind. Why do I gotta ask so many questions? Hey, we got all the jiggies for this level. We've just got a couple more things to grab real quick. There's a honeycomb thing in here. I gotta try to avoid calling them honeycomb slices, which is gonna be a thing I'm gonna say at some point. I don't know why I picked that up or from where, but here we are. I say silly things. Well done, indeed. Even on the first world, because that bridge... I played that bridge very badly. I'll say that right now. Let us proceed forward. Yep. Already mentioned. Apparently this fella hasn't been informed about the shorts. And he's escaping room once more. I don't know why that's Gruntilda's voice now. Alright, if we just keep walking away, the magic will run out. We won't be able to explore the whole game with the transformations. You get it. They didn't want you breaking the game. And you know what? Fair enough on that one. Fair enough. Hey, Bottles. Why don't you talk to Kazooie for a bit? I know that's like your favorite thing to do, isn't it? Jam jars, jeez. Listen to this guy. And by this guy, I mean Kazooie. I guess most people use guy to refer to male characters, but I just use words in a very loose manner, especially when I'm just sort of talking like this, when I'm improvising. I call everybody dude. I don't 100% know when I started doing that, but it is what it is. Ah, cool it there. We're all just dudes, you know, just... Things get a little bit surfery. But before we handle the stuff in that room, I wanted to come down here and... Well, get that token that I forgot was here. That's a nice bonus. We also get some eggs. I can remember to get that one. And there we go. We go check the cauldrons. Find 2 matching magic cauldrons, and you can get warps around Gruntilda's lair, which is very nicely designed. But as a hub, it can be a lot of legwork to get anywhere. So it's got its ups and downs, and we can't use that thing. You can see it's even a little faded out. Now that I look at it, it's really not transparent looking at all, just because of how the graphics of the age look, huh? I mean, they tried. I can see what they were going for, but it didn't really work out. Let's go over this painting. Pieces you've already put down. Press the down C button. This picture is complete. All the pieces stuck there. Yeah, this is how they stop you from just cheesing most of the game. Oh yeah, at the time, this looked really good. I remember, like, really liking this, the way it looked. And then once later consoles came along, I was just fucking blown away. And some of that stuff is so jank now. Alright, here's Brentilda, Gruntilda's nicer sister. This is not something we have to deal with right now. But we're going to want to find and talk to every instance of Brentilda in the lair. Because the last level, well... Yeah, like right before the final boss, there's that board game thing, which is like all trivia questions. And one subcategory is just One category is just questions about Gruntilda, and they change per save file. I gotta remember that you don't talent trot with Crouch and B. So yeah, we're gonna want to check out all of those as we get access to them, but right now, I'll come back to it later. I've got this chalkboard over next to my computer. I should take a picture of this sometime. And you get a look at it. You can see the little dolphin picture that I drew for Brysolf a couple of... God, I think it's been like a year since I drew this for him. But that was something that was posted on the Discord at one point for anyone out there who's in that community. And I could just write that stuff on the chalkboard is what I'm trying to say, but I don't have any chalk around my desk. I gotta go get some out of my closet later. It's sitting somewhere. It's in a drawer somewhere. I don't know which one. And yeah, there's another pot over there. And there's a waterfall we can go down, but that's not going to be very prudent because over there... Oh wait, no, we do have to go there. Right, because over there is the entrance to Treasure Trove Cove. I was thinking that up there is where it is, but no, that's the entrance to the third level, which we don't have access to right now. Amazing. I think I just literally watched Brysolf's talk through of this like 3 days ago, and I've forgotten everything already. Well, it has been a bit of a week, so there you go. That's why I haven't streamed until Monday. Also, over here, we've got this kind of interesting thing. Well, you can see Brentilda over there. We got a painting for Click Clock Wood. Pretty much the whole thing is missing. Dear God. This looks like that puzzle that Nintendo released of that one bonus room in Super Mario Brothers. Like, right before you start putting in the black pieces, which are all just literally pitch black, and you just have to find the shapes. But also, you'll see that there's no puzzle pad there, so we can't even deal with that for now. That's gonna be a while. That's for the last level, and you can probably guess as much by the fact that it's missing, I believe, 15 pieces. Yeah. We could technically solve it after we finish with Treasure Trove Cove here, if we had access to a pad, but I assume they took that out so you don't just get in a situation where it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, you just use up all your puzzle pieces, because we'll have, what do we have right now? We have 8 in hand? 9, pardon me. So if you 100%... If you 100% Treasure Trove Cove and get the Witch Switch jigsaw, and then you go fill in all of that, you would have 5 left, which I think would be just enough to be able to access Clanker's Cavern. It would make your life very difficult somewhere down the line. I will tell you that right now. Here we are at Treasure Trove Cove. Ahoy there, this be Treasure Trove Cove. Orby, yeah, you can tell there's a bit of a pirate theme going on here. As if the name wasn't a dead giveaway, but it's also beach level. This is not what I would necessarily describe as, quote, the game's water level, even though we're in a watery environment. Also, yeah, that was Snacker the Shark who was gonna try and come up on us. But we got that Jinjo and we got out. Nice and quick. Alright, we got a crab over here. If you roll into the crab... Hey, Koros, what is up there, buddy? And yeah, shoutouts to those gigantic bits. Yeah. I almost want to fix that, but since it's become so much of a meme in this channel, I almost don't want to. Anyway, what was I... Yeah, I was talking about the crabs. Not like that. If you hit them with a Beak Buster, it's a one-hit kill and they drop 2 honeycombs. And otherwise it's 2 hits and they only drop 1. Why don't we go deal with this friendly-looking fella? Look at his gigantic and silly looking eyes. It's Nipper the hermit crab. Crustacean brain. Jesus, Kazooie. Calm down. I admit that I do kind of like this game because a lot of it is like a lot of our heroes' problems are just caused by Kazooie being kind of a dick. Like maybe if you learn some human decency. Well, saying that, I guess Kazooie's a bird. Yeah, the pattern does genuinely get a little bit tighter and a little bit harder to do, which is kind of cool. Fluffer Garfield, jeez. What kind of a bird keeps a cat as a pet, sir? Then again, Kazooie is a... I guess I can actually say that she is a strange bird, huh? Hey, talk about a... That's a nice double kill. And that energy recovery, oh man. Keeps a bear as a pet. Point taken. But there you go. There's a nice first easy jiggy for this level. Pick up the eggs. Come on. Good old 2D sprites and a 3D platformer, too. That makes things even better. Because I can't even be like, oh, my depth perception is terrible. Which I'm sure that my depth perception is a little bit off. My eyesight is... a little bit fucksored. Even with my glasses. Oh yeah, this theme is pretty classic. But yeah, you saw the honeycomb piece over there. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna come in from the top. Oh. Shit, I thought I fell off and then I didn't, and then I did. Awesome. I've now forgotten entirely what I was saying. Oh yeah, those clams are really annoying, by the way, because when you get hit by them, you, like, drop some of your power-ups. By power-ups, I mean the things that let you use your abilities. Because I guess power-ups, in the sense that we would understand them from other platformers, aren't really a thing in this game. But you drop some of your stuff, and they can eat them. It always annoyed the hell out of me when I was a kid. Oh, that's great. And now I'm talking to Captain Blubber from the pole. Nice. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, hippos do not fuck around. Hippos can be pretty vicious, and they have, like... I want to say that hippos have some of the strongest bite strength of any animal. So if a hippo asks you to help him, you probably should do that. This is one of the smartest things that Banjo has ever done. And get that nice pile of gold bullion. I didn't really understand as a child that that was supposed to be like gold bars. Like it was like not very well defined. I thought it was just, oh, here's a big ass chunk of just straight up gold. Yeah, exactly. Hippos are horrifying, man. Like, you ever see the inside of one's mouth when it's got its mouth open? That is like, that is the primal fear, I think. The absolute, just the strongest. Hey, thanks for the 10 dogs. If only I could get Streamlabs, well, first of all, to update my sounds. I'm probably gonna end up putting the bits GIF back in when I try to fix that, if I can make it work. But keeping the sounds, because I changed the sounds for subs, bits, and donations to various item get sounds from Metroid Prime, which is still like my favorite GameCube game ever. But anyway, if I could just get, if only I could get the little animation for the Franker Z bits there. Nice. What's up? I can't see. It's okay, you're not missing much because I'm not exactly the greatest game player in the world. Y'all are here for the commentary, right? I hope so. I like to think I'm getting better at this, even if I a bunch, but I mean, that's because I don't come into this planning anything. Let's see, now what has to happen is that Koros gives 10 more, and now we've got 21, 20, 19. It's not necessary. Do what... No. No. Don't let me be like, oh yeah, you gotta give me money to watch the stream, jeez. Twitch introduced a thing where some people can limit their streams to subs only. Are you shitting me, Twitter? Not Twitter, Twitch. I mean, I guess it sort of works for like a pay-per-view sort of setup, but it comes off as so bad, because it's like, that's fine enough for a company broadcasting their old TV series or something, but like someone like a streamer like Caleb Hart or something, that's just gonna be some dude being straight up greedy. Come on. Come the fuck on, Twitch. Who I almost called Twitter again. And here we go. Chicken legs gets to fly. Better be easy, guys. That's a very British way to... Oh, well, thank you for the 10 bits anyway there, Koros. They say totally unnecessary, but it looks very amusing. So, flight in this game, not that hard, but the controls are, you know, moving around is a little bit dicey sometimes. Turn around. Yeah. I don't want to touch her until this boot. Oh, right. You meant... Look, I'm just saying that anything that uses, like, pirate talk is a hell of a lot funnier nowadays. Now that we use that word to mean ass. Granted, that's a thing that's existed for a while, so nowadays, that's not even the... That's not even the correct phrase. Snack of the Shark is pretty hilarious, though. Even if the guy is being completely ineffectual... Oh, he's zooming up right up. I shouldn't have said anything. That's what I get for talking to the shark. Guys, it was planned. I wanted to show off that bit of dialogue. Oh, God. That fucking emote. I forgot that I put that in there. It's so good. POG. That's just... That's my face at all times. It's looking like Frogger. Frogger on LSD. Oh boy. Well, I think I know what I'm gonna title the stream when I put it on YouTube. Yeah, that is definitely like a thing, because it's just like, oh shit. Oh no. I shouldn't be in this water. It's okay, for me it was everything else that caused the anxiety issues. I don't think I've... That seems like a thing I haven't talked about a whole lot, but like, how much do you guys even want to know about that? You guys came here for the humorous... Do you see how much this guy's chasing me? I mean, come on. Get out of here. Damn, that's like... Hey, shock jump disc. Alright, thanks, Bottles. That really is just levels of, like... Sweet lord, I can't even think of the words I'm trying to say here. That is unfortunate. That is extremely unfortunate. I'm getting distracted by everything here. That's pretty great. I like how they give you that little chime there, like, hey, congratulations, you learned how to hold the A button. Good job, noob. That's right, I'm talking to you, noob Cybot. Get an actual color palette. God damn, dude. Oh. Shit. I know, right? Rip Noob Cybot forever. I've heard he's pretty good in the new Mortal Kombat game, but I don't have that yet, MK11. I do want to play that. I'm not a huge fan of the series, and I'm pretty bad at fighting games in general, but... I mean, I have a little bit of affection for it, because... I guess because it was such a huge part of 90s pop culture in a way, and... I am invariably as much of a 90s kid as possible sometimes, despite the fact that I kind of bag on the oh, only 90s kids will remember kind of thing. Like, yeah, I'm sorry guys, but you weren't the only people to listen to Pearl Jam. And adults at the time played video games once in a while too. I understand that it was kind of considered not quote-unquote socially acceptable in some ways, but that didn't stop them. People who want to have fun will do it, especially if it doesn't hurt other people. And sometimes especially if it does, but, you know, we ain't going there on this channel. Let's not get too much into the dark depths of human depravity. Instead, let's talk about the dark depths of my inability to platform in 3 dimensions. Ah! I told you. Ah! Get. Come on, don't fuck this up, self. It's amazing how easy it is to fall off of something like this, really. Like, all considered, although I guess I did kind of describe the controls as being a little bit slippy earlier. I'm not talking about some toad. And I'm not talking about this toad either! Oh, jeez. I'm sorry for your ears! Anyway, yeah, the controls... This is not something that is exclusive to this game by any means. Especially not among 3D platformers at the time, but the controls do feel a little bit slick. Listen, if your ears feel bad hearing that, you should imagine how my throat feels. Oh god! Wow, thank you for making it worse. Oh, that's magical. Thank you for busting out the Zolgo in the middle of my stream. Ow. Yeah, see? Told you, these bouncy clams will just knock the pickups out of you. It's really slightly irritating. Your speakers shook. Jeez. That must mean I'm way overselling it. Alright, so I have no idea offhand where the orange Jinjo is. Probably in a chest. Oh wait, no, the orange Jinjo is on the side of the level that we didn't explore yet, because we were like, yeah, we'll come back to this after we get the shock pad instead of going around. I want to say left... Yeah, it's basically the left side of the level, because we went left from the entrance to go find Nipper the Hermit Crab, right? Get the witch switch, and then we're going to break ourselves into a lighthouse. Jiggy flies out of the cannon and somehow does not deform or break at all. I mean, it's just made of gold, right? Gold is a pretty soft metal. Like, every RPG pretty much has gold armor for some reason, but that would be an extremely stupid idea. Like, on the off chance that any of you out here are, like, looking into that kind of metalwork, do not make anything like that out of gold. It will not last. I appreciate that I'm saying something a little bit strange in some regards, that I'm talking to what must be an extremely narrow subset of any possible audience. But I just gotta put it out there. Don't do it. Now the next time you put your character in a gold plate in a video game, you're really only going to be able to think, man, this guy gets smacked in the chest real hard with a big enough hammer, they're not going to be able to breathe ever again. Maybe it's just supposed to imply that it's, like, decorated with gold or something, but I don't 100% know. Character limits can be a bit of a pain when it comes to item names. Gold armor should increase encounter rates. I actually like that. That's a good one. Also, I completely forgot this Jiggy was over here, but that just means it's free real estate, right? It's free real estate. I don't remember the voice from that meme, so instead I'm just gonna resort to my dumb-sounding, goofy whisper. It's free real estate. Oh no, Snacker the Shark is gonna bite me in the taint. That almost rhymed, and that's alarming. Ah. Yeah, these are like hard those railings are hard to get on in general, and it's pretty easy to fall off of them, too. Ow. Apparently, this chest's teeth face outward. Sure, why not? Don't bite me in the ass. Okay, we're good. Side a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we got this landmine fella here who's ignoring us, but there's something down here. Yeah, there's Jiggy. This one I did remember. There we go. Crap. Alright. Hey, come here. They make almost the same noise as the giant spiders in OOT is what I wanted to show off there. When I was young, I thought it basically was the same noise. My hearing must not have been very good when I was young. And I think we've got only 2 Jiggies left to get. That'll be the Sand Castle and the Golden Chest. Alright, And this one is... Ah! Don't do that. Get away from me, dude. At least give me long enough to dive. He did not feel like giving me long enough to dive. Did I take 2 damage from that? Did I take 3 even? Ouch, that thing does not mess around. Well, that was me demoing a landmine. And by landmine, I mean... I've been calling it a landmine this whole time, haven't I? Wow, that's a new low for me. Oh, whoa. This guy is over here. Excellent. There we go. Well, we kind of came in from above on that one. Now, the problem comes here, that platform is part of getting another Jiggy, and I don't remember where it starts. Okay, that's just eggs. Glad I came in here. So we'll come back to that in a bit. Might start out on one of these branches, I think. Forget if the X is on a very short draw distance or not. Basically, it's a thing where we keep ground pounding X marks that appear in a certain order until we have to go find a gold chest. Alright. Not a problem. Thank you for coming out, Koros. It's always nice to, well, see basically anyone here. Is it at the top of this little spiral tower here, maybe? I think it is. Yeah, you can catch a weird angle where you can sort of see this. Follow the clues if you're looking for gold. An extremely worn out robot voice there. Apparently with chest sounds like, yeah. So this is gonna lead us in about like 3/4 of a circle, I think. Mentioning the concept of a quarter circle just makes me think always of this one episode of Invader Zim where Zim is inside of Dib's body for some reason, and Dib has to pilot this robot to eject him. And what's the kid's name? Gaz, I think? The little girl tells him the transform move is always quarter circle back. And just for some reason, that has stuck in my brain for a very long time. And I couldn't really explain to you why. Maybe just because Invader Zim was very strange for the time that it came out. And for being a children's cartoon. Unfortunately, the big X that we have to find is right over here. Sorry, buddy, that ruse didn't help, although it did freak me out a little bit as a kid. Yeah, rolling into this, we have to do the Rat-a-tat rap to break this chest. It's not just that it's easier, it's just that's what you have to do. And now we have only one Jiggy to go. I think we're only missing... We're missing a lot of notes. I skipped out on notes somewhere. Is it because I didn't climb the spiral tower? I'm gonna go give that a shot right now. Because there's only 9 in the sandcastle area, right? So in that case, that means we're 9 short. Okay, yeah, it's because we didn't climb this thing. I just had this sudden weird flash of somebody making a ROM hack of this game where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, all the notes in Treasure Trove Cove are just scared about the water randomly. Have fun, buddy. Enjoy chasing, well, being chased by, rather. Enjoy being chased by Snacker the Shark as you try to fish random notes out of the water. I know, right? It's terrible. The problem is somebody has probably actually done it. Because as much as I do love ROM hacks and fan games and stuff like that, so many of them are designed with a design principle of, well, we can do this, instead of getting into should we or should we not. Alright, here we go. We got a bucket. Bucket that we have to poop eggs into. Only 2. And somehow, while just staying there, it drains the lizard for us. And by the lizard, I mean the pond. So I don't know why I said lizard. Okay, so first things first, let's grab these 4 notes. Although I'm going to be short 5 notes, I have no idea where the hell they are. Alright. So this is one of the many times in this game where you gotta spell Banjo-Kazooie for some reason. It's even written on the wall of this sandcastle. I don't understand why this is, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do. Let us go, and we are timed on this one. This one's pretty easy, though, so we can just sort of hunt and peck a little bit. The time is not that bad. Later challenges of this sort, you have to think ahead a little bit. Also, yeah, you can't double use letters, so don't even think about that. And there you go. And here comes the black crab. Alright. Come on, buddy. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about it. Do things this way. We still only get the 1 piece out of that guy. Dang. Well. There we go. That's all the jiggies for the level. We are still 5 notes short. So let's go ahead and dig those out real quick. Alright, we didn't leave them by the entrance. I'm going to assume they're on top of these sand platforms over here, because that seems like something I would forget. That bucket is making a lot of noise. Did I go this way already? It did. Did I leave them up by that platform? The one over on the left. Weirdly enough, I'm over here, like, making faces and looking in its direction like you guys can see me. Like, they wouldn't actually put these things in the water, would they? I would not be surprised, actually. I mean, it's not Clanker's Cavern. They wouldn't... Well. Again, I believe we're going to end up finding out pretty soon. had Mumbo tokens earlier. We check either of these chests? I don't think we did. Alright, that's got feathers. So we at least didn't check that one. How about this one? Oh yeah, I saw at least one in there, so hopefully all 5 will be in here. Ow. Yep, there they are. Nice and easy. Alright. Very nice, very nice. And with that out of the way, let us get ourselves out of this level. This sandcastle, by the way, is going to come back up later on. Just not today. I think I've got time to complete Clanker's Cavern, and that will be it for the day. I know it's like a lot earlier than I usually cut out, but a couple of people I know are doing some shit a little later on. So, yeah. We're gonna have to go by about 9 o'clock to be a part of that. But I did want to start in on this, and I think Bubble Gloop Swamp is where parts of the game start getting long, so it might actually be just fine to cut off ahead of that, so I don't break 3 hours or something. 3 hours seems like a kind of ideal length for streams as a general rule to me. I remember there was a time when I was a lot younger when it seemed like 6 hours made sense, but no, 3 hours, 3 hours. It does kind of preclude some games a little bit. I may have to get to a point where I stream much earlier in the day and for much longer if I want to do something like Final Fantasy 13, which I kind of don't want to do, but you know, if I reach a point where I'm big enough to get more people in on the, like, oh yeah, you guys get to choose what game I'm doing action. And yeah, this level isn't open yet, but there's some switches and stuff we can do here. I think the painting for this one is actually over by that shock jump pad from earlier. So we will get to that shortly, but I do want to do the rest of the stuff that's in this room first. I'm not sure why. It would probably not be the best use of my time to do this just yet. Go ahead and open this thing up. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, if by some weird chance I ever got that big, I'm sure there would be at least some group of people who would be like, hey, you should totally do Final Fantasy 13 for this channel. And I would cry, but it might also be hilarious. They're not necessarily wrong about that. Alright, Bottles, you gonna tell me how to autofill this? Yeah, just press Z. There we go. And that's opening a completely different level, Bubble Gloop Swamp. That's gonna be the first level we do tomorrow. And it's a pretty irritating one, but I liked it a lot when I was a kid for some reason. Maybe just because I spent so much time in it, because that fucking Mr. Vile minigame, which is like one of the hardest things in this game. It's right up there with the boat in Rusty Bucket Bay as being not a great time. There's no long jump in this game, smartass. Yeah, I saw some pieces come up. There we go. Alright, so it's only 5 to get in here, so you wouldn't be as boned here as you would... as I thought you would with regard to the Click-Clock Wood picture. But it would be a little tight. Yeah, it would be a little tight. I feel like I should do the math at some point and find out if doing the Click-Clock Wood picture early would fuck you, and at what point it would fuck you. But for now, let's concern ourselves more with Clanker's Cavern. One move to find this time, but it's hidden well. He ain't entirely wrong. It's not the most not in a super obvious place like the others were. And thank you for the good luck thing there, Alan. I appreciate it. You can definitely see, feel, hear, possibly smell, not quite taste the rust. You can definitely appreciate its existence though. It's a thing that's knowable. And we didn't quite make it up there. Dang. Well, we'll come back around for that. Gold feathers are super good. Yeah, especially because this is the real water level of the game, and water in 3D platformers, well, 3D games in general, up to a point, water stuff is a real pain. Someone told me a long time ago that they thought that the first 3D game with good water mechanics was Kingdom Hearts 2. But you didn't really do much in the water there, so it was kind of a complete waste. Ow! Yeah, the grill chompas, as I believe those are called, they occasionally knock 2 bits of honey off of you. I think it basically alternates. One is a single hit, one's a double hit. Like, it's kind of like you basically take a heart and a half of damage. Well, not really hearts, but you know what I'm talking about. They're very yellow hearts. They've been through some shit. Namely, Banjo eating that much honey. Alright, let me grab that. There we go. Got what I wanted. Yes, I wanted the notes too, but I really wanted the gold feathers. Bzz, that's what you're gonna go with? I think I can do that for you, Clanker, but first I've gotta breathe too, because I mean, you know, fish poop water, not great for you. Y'all ever seen that sign? Do not drink water, fish crap in it. Hilarious. But I'm like 10 mentally, so you know. Only way to become immune to fish poop is to consume it. Dear God. Hi, Soren. How are you doing? I hope you're doing pretty good. Get to the surface. Get to the surface. Don't drown, Banjo. Because then Kazooie drowns too. The real star of the game. Colonel, we managed to avoid drowning. I know Soren's an MGS fan as well. As most people are. I've been better, Soren, but I'm doing mostly okay. It's last couple of days have not been the greatest, but it is what it is. I feel like I'm getting better at least, or you know, feeling a little better anyway. Can we get on here? We can't yet. Banjo, grab the edge of the platform, buddy. We're doing the kind of dangerous one first here a little bit. Yes. But at least this is a really easy jiggy then. We don't have to worry about it. Unfortunately, hit detection is not on my list of, yeah, I admit I've missed streaming, and you know, getting to do that really helps a little bit with stuff actually. Like, it's odd because you'd think, oh, this is a lot of stress. You gotta be entertaining for an audience, and to an extent, shit, I'm gonna die here. Whoo, boy, I can't believe I didn't die there. That was tight, because that is actually one of the hardest things in the early part of the game. Because, yeah, it's real easy to get turned around in there. Alright, so we've got some, oh boy, the help dolphin. Alright, so we gotta fight some crabs that have probably been irradiated or something. I mean, this room is green. We all know that's what radiation looks like, right? No, most radioactive stuff is kinda very gray, if I remember correctly. Although, like, uranium glass is bright green. It's a pretty good game. There's some parts that are, if you'll excuse the turn of phrase, a bit of a bear. But overall, Banjo-Kazooie is a pretty good game if this is by any means your bag. If you enjoy 3D platformers, this is something to play. Actually, considering where Kazooie lives, I feel like if this is by any means your bag is a bit of a pun too. So, I'm just doing this by accident at this point. Let's get out of that room. And it's reached a point where my puns just happen by accident sometimes. It's kind of great. There was absolutely a time when I was just like, okay, I'm going to try and make as many puns as possible on purpose because people respond to those. In various ways. But I think it really has reached a point where it's like, oh, I'm not even trying anymore. They just happen now. Also, over here, we get a little bit of everything, so we get to see... Well, never mind. I was going to say we get to see most of the HUD on screen, but I skipped over that egg. There we go. Oh, wow, there's even a little Banjo statue at the end, so we can basically see everything from the menu on there. If only they stuck a Mumbo token in a Jiggy there, huh? Alright, so this one loops around, I believe. Oh no, it's just a Mumbo token. Okay. Yeah, give me that mummified skull. That mummified skull that's been hanging out in garbage water. Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. That's exactly what I want to add to my inventory. This one has... Yeah, this is the blue Jinjo. I thought it was the green one, but I think the green one is all the way in the depths. You see, we haven't even dealt with Clanker yet, who is the... He's the guy of this area. Like, half of the level revolves around him. And as a kid, I was so bad at the thing you gotta do to raise this guy out of the water that I think I skipped, like, half of this level and then some. And I'm still not any better at controlling N64 era swimming controls. Alright, so down here we got an anvil with a big-ass key in it. Hey, buddy. We do have a fish that swims around and pops out water balls. What the hell am I saying? Pops out air bubbles for us. Imagine a game where you're like some sort of underwater creature. Like Loop. So conversational and silly sounding. Anyway, imagine a game where you're some sort of like underwater creature and you have to go above the water in one level and you have to pick up water bubbles to stay alive. Oh yeah, underwater levels, so much fun. How about the Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 1? Anybody else out there remember that? I don't think the combat could have been more awkward if I had no hands whatsoever. Oh, I'm sure it's been done, but it is just like, that sounds like a really clever idea. On the off chance that anybody knows anything like that, feel free to drop a line in any of the usual places. And there goes Clanker. I don't think there's like any sorts of holes in the top of this anvil, so like I don't know where all that length of chain comes from. Maybe a SpongeBob game. That's a distinct possibility. I confess that I don't particularly know a lot of SpongeBob stuff. Like, I know it exists, and like I know people were really cheesed off about the Super Bowl thing last year, because the guy who made it died in 2018. Also, yeah, we're gonna come back for those notes in a minute after I'm done not dying here. Don't talk about death when you're on death's door. The guy who made SpongeBob died that year, like a really young age. And they were going to have a tribute to him during the Super Bowl halftime show because, you know, SpongeBob is, well, I mean, it's not entirely my bag most of the time, but it's pretty good. And there's a lot of entertainment there for all ages. And a lot of people are like, well, this really helped us get interested in marine life. You know, both, well, people who were kids when it was out, and yeah. Well, let's just go back to the surface. Oh, that's a pretty interesting idea there too, Soren, with like the entire ocean drained out. I feel like I've seen something like that in another game too, where it's like two different eras of the same place, and one is just completely underwater and the other one is drained. My feelings about underwater levels are very, like, I like the gimmicky ones, like Wet Dry World in Mario 64. is probably one of my favorite levels just in general ever. Not even to just mention underwater, and I screwed this up pretty bad. I got caught on something. Yeah, and see, I also like that as an idea from, like, an aesthetic perspective, too, because, like, that probably looks kind of cool. Yeah, I know, Alan, you might want to look away. This is... I'm going to be embarrassing myself for at least a couple of minutes here. My guy. Just trying to get these last, like, 3 notes. Although there is part of me that's going like, hey, asshole, why don't you just come back later when you've done everything else so you can get them in suicide? Because, as we've pointed out before, because I know Soren wasn't here for this, but I explained it in the middle of the level where Bottles tells you, the notes don't carry over if you die. They aren't permanent collectibles. You have to go back and get them every time. It's a really strange design decision that I guess they were just like, well, the coins in Mario 64 work this way, so we're just gonna, you know, not change it. Because after all, Mario 64 became a pretty huge standard for a while for 3D platformers. At least of that kind, of the more open-ended, because you also got stuff like the Crash Bandicoot kind of into the screen thing. Which, man, I freaking love Crash Bandicoot. I don't think we can gain more than 9 lives. That's a pain. I've got to play a Crash Bandicoot game on stream at some point. Probably not the first one, though, because I'm fucking bad at it. But so is everybody, so whatever. Yeah, the Crash Bandicoot games. So, my history with consoles. Yeah, Crash 3 had a lot of great stuff in it. Crash Bandicoot Warped. And a lot of people swear by Crash 2, and that one's pretty alright too, from my memory. Although I didn't play a whole lot of it. But still, you know, it's not like any of them are going to really be a bad time for you, as long as you like that style of platforming. So, back to what I was saying. When it came to consoles, for a while we like sort of drifted around a lot, but like we had a Sega Genesis for a brief period. And then we had an N64, which we got a couple of years late. I think it came with an expansion pack. Probably not, actually, but yeah, this by the way is like really hard to get. The PS2 is what I was trying to get around to saying. We got the PS2 the day it came out, which is like the newest that we've ever gotten a console. And with that, we got a couple of PS2 games, and we got a couple of PS1 games also. We got Mega Man X4, and we got Crash Bandicoot Warped not too long after that, and that was just one of my favorite games when I was in that age bracket. That's one of the relatively small number of things that I never really, like, dropped, for lack of a better term right now. Because I went through that phase as a teenager where I was just like, yeah, all these things that I liked as a kid are really dumb. Pokemon, what the hell are you talking about? That's... Who would possibly like that? I gotta be into more edgy things. That was not a good... That was not good in terms of taste, so yeah. Alright, Clinker needs some dental work done. We can handle that in a moment. After we are done with the rest of this. Yeah, that's behind a cage. Oh, I thought that smashed. No, that's grating later in the game. Yeah, I was like into, well, I don't know that I was a big enough edgelord to like disobey a lot of the ratings and stuff, but I was definitely into South Park and stuff like that, and I I didn't like play anything too bloody, I don't think, for a while, but I was into the more mature stuff for a good period of time because I was like, oh, everything I liked as a kid was really, this doesn't fit my, and then years later I'm over here playing oh, well, in the future I will be playing Crash Bandicoot for the internet, but I'm over here playing Banjo-Kazooie for the internet right now. And I got way back into Pokemon when I started going to college. Maybe because it's like at that point I got a DS and that was very much the thing to do, is play Pokemon on that, because Pokemon has always been a thing that's been on all the Nintendo portables. Quite understandably, yes. You know, because it functions very well with that. Of course, obviously, I haven't rejected the edge as I got older. I mean, I still am into Mortal Kombat a little bit. The series is fun enough. And I do want to play Mortal Kombat 11 at some point. A friend was supposed to get me a copy, but I don't think they could actually secure the copy of it, unfortunately. Oh, I should just ignore these things. That guy is positioned in a really, really awkward place for me to be able to even get over there, so, is there a... Yeah, there's this stuff around here. You know, I dealt with this one just fine, so... Weird that I can't... Weird that I suck too much to deal with that one, because I've dealt with the one that's over here. Alright, come on, let me get out of the water. Got that. Alright, so we may as well go handle Clanker's gold teeth now. I don't really suspect that anybody really had a good chance to spot that, but yeah, Clanker's got 2 gold teeth in his lower jaw here that we got to help with his ache in here. Which we do by crouching and shooting eggs at him, obviously. And since the inside of Clanker is like the other part of the level, let's go in here. Grab this Mumbo token. Get a look at what's going on in here. Notes. Got crabs, creepy fleshy things. And this was rated E. It's a little visceral for something that's rated for children, I think. Game? Hello? That's not good. That's really weird. Oh no! Clearly I can't do a Knuckles perfectly, so I'm just gonna go, oh no. Well, show's over, I guess. Fucking A, what the hell? Thanks, Alan. Gonna keep doing it. Jesus. What the fuck? I think something's wrong with my cartridge, guys. Well, you know what? Thank you guys for coming out anyway, even though this failed. I guess next time I stream, which will probably be Thursday, we'll be doing something else. And this thing is getting a little bit hot. It's, console is pretty warm. The N64 doesn't have, like, overheating issues or anything, does it? Well. Well, you know something? Thank you, all of you, for all of your generosity and for coming out and watching as much of Banjo-Kazooie as we attempted to play here. Next time I'll be playing something else, or else I'll be playing this on an emulator, which will probably be even sillier because, you know, I'll be playing that using a PS4 controller, so that's gonna be... That would be really worrying. Like, I don't think the N64 has ever had any sort of, like, overheat-related issues. They're too deep. It's certainly not like the, like, first-generation PS3 or whatever. Thanks, guys. I need to put it on something. Alright. Duly noted, because, yeah, my room is carpeted and I put my N64 on the floor. Because I figured then I can be sure that everything's in reach. Next time, I will put it on a, I'll put it on a side table or something, I guess. And then I may actually be able to play something on an N64. On the other hand, I'm thinking I really do want to play Mystical Ninja on N64, but I don't have a cartridge of that, so that's going to be a thing that would have to be emulated anyway. We'll figure out what I'm doing by Thursday, alright? I'll see you guys next time.